Welcome everybody here to the 100th anniversary of Burton Lumber. Let's give the company a round of applause. We hope you've enjoyed the exhibits. We're welcome to our vendors who are here all up and down the drive here. We welcome our great NASCAR exhibit over here. If you haven't had a chance to go and see that fun exhibit inside the garage right over here. And we've had the antique delivery truck that is the official and original Burton Lumber antique delivery truck that is in working order and will be in parades all summer throughout the state of Utah. We welcome members of the press. We welcome our VICs, very important contractors. And we welcome our clients, our customers, our wonderful employees, and we welcome everybody to the Centennial celebration. My name is Ken Foster, a friend of the family, so welcome up here on the stage. Robert Burton, Chairman of Burton Lumber, Jeff Burton, Vice President, Dan Burton, President, Representative LeVar Christensen of District 48, Mayor Peter Caroon of Salt Lake County, and Lieutenant Governor Greg Bell. It's nice of them to take time from their schedule to be with us. Thank you. Let's get started right into the program. I'll turn the time over to Jeff Burton, Vice President of Burton Lumber and co-partner.
Once again, I'd like to reiterate what Ken has said. We appreciate you bearing through the weather. We hope it stays a little bit better for those that come later. There's three things that I'd probably like to point out as far as the celebration that we're grateful to be a part of, as far as Dan and I are concerned, being the owners of the business in our fourth generation. Three things that I'd like to talk about just briefly. One being our employees. We couldn't have done it without the lengthy time that the employees spend. This is not just 2 people or 3 people or 10 people. It's a group of individuals that have taken to heart the business and allowed our success. The other group that I would like to be very thankful to are our vendors. Burton Lumber has a choice group of vendors that without them we wouldn't be standing here today. The last one that I'd like to point out, and third, and probably as strong as the other two, are our customers. Those that have been faithful and loyal customers to us, and we appreciate that. We can't tell you how much we appreciate that. You guys have been able to sustain bad times, and those times we're a part of right now. In fact, in 1911, when we started this, not me, but my lineage in the past, started this, we were in a recession then. And I guess we can say that we're in one now. And we're going to continue to fight through this recession and move on. Ken talked about the vehicle behind us back here, 1923 Mack. Well, when they started out, they were using the horse and carriage. And we finally got to this. We've got a NASCAR back here. Well, back in 1911, the Indy 500 ran its first race. They averaged about 75 miles an hour. Today they average over 185 miles an hour. So Ronald Reagan was born back in 1911, Lucille Ball. So there are a lot of things that have happened over the course of the 100 years, and we're glad that we've been able to be a part of it. So thanks again for coming. We hope that you'll mull around and eat more. We're open till 8 o'clock, so enjoy it. Thanks again.
We thank LeVar Christensen, representative of District 48, for being with us today, and a good friend of the Burton families. Welcome, Representative Christensen.
This is really a breathtaking sight. It's really an honor and a privilege. I love the Burton family. I've known them for many years, and like so many of you, just look on with amazement. It's been said that the days pass slowly, but the years pass quickly, and so each day as you go about your business, to Bob and Dorothy, I salute you. My dad's been gone many years, but when we'd all get together as a family, and there might be 60 plus, we thought that was a lot of people, and Dad would say, look, Lena, to think we started all this. But here you are, passing the baton from one generation to the next. One of the things that touches me so much as I come and go and watch is that everyone I look out into your faces, I know that I see breadwinners. People who come and go each day in your homes and your families. And as we all do, we go to work And then we come home, and what's it all about? It's about your families. And the Burtons are a wonderful, wonderful family. And so when they talk about their vendors, their customers, their employees, I know they're speaking from the heart, and I compliment you for that. When you think about there's another little saying that says you can always count the seeds in an apple, but you can never count the apples in a seed. And did Willard Burton ever really think back then that this would be what it would come to? But the chances that they took, and the faith and the trust and the hard work and the confidence that they exhibited, and even now today, I see it in the construction industry. Here we're fortunate in Utah. Our legislative process is the way the founders intended it. We have a citizen legislature. We go home and we labor and live under the laws that we pass. We have our own day jobs, our own occupations, and I'm intimately familiar with the construction industry. A typical home will involve at least 40 or more trades. Can you imagine the rippling effects of Burton lumber? And I think what says it all is when I look at the Mack truck versus the impressive fleet of vehicles today, I look at those, and if that doesn't just speak volumes about where we've been and where we're going. So again, I compliment the Burtons. The Lieutenant Governor Greg Bell's here today, and as we huddle with Governor Herbert and their staff, we all work together for what we call economic development, trying to grow the Utah economy. You honestly could not point to a more inspiring example anywhere in Utah than to just simply point to Burton Lumber, homegrown, family-based, rippling out multiple new offices, multiple new branches all over the state, and so sincere in what they're striving to do, and really right at the heart and soul of it all. I just wanted to leave with the family. I gave them a little letter, but I just came across a verse that I wanted to share with you. It's one that my grandpa passed on many years ago, but I think he must have had the Burtons in mind. It's a little verse called "It Couldn't Be Done," but just the closing chapter, it said, "There are thousands to tell you it cannot be done. There are thousands to prophesy failure. There are thousands to point out to you one by one the dangers that wait to assail you. But just buckle in with a bit of a grin. Just take off your coat and go to it. Just start in to sing as you tackle the thing that cannot be done, and you'll do it." The Burtons have done it. They're still doing it. Congratulations to all of you, and I'm truly honored, feeling very fortunate to be a part of this wonderful occasion. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Representative. We're also delighted today to have with us Mayor Peter Caroon of Salt Lake County, who has been a big supporter of business in Salt Lake County. Welcome, Mayor Caroon.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. I work not too far from here on 21st South and State, and I come from a background of construction and real estate, and I'd go to the facility on State Street every now and then, and they say measure twice, cut once. I used to cut about 6 times, even though I measured it about 10 times. But I appreciate Burton Lumber and what it's done over time, and I have to say I always love the smell of wet wood. And for those of you who are out there, unfortunately you're getting wet and I'm smelling the wet wood. But it's a great honor to be here. I think Willard C. Burton would be very proud of what has been accomplished today. So Robert, Jeff, Dan, and all the Burton family, congratulations very much. As was mentioned, horse and wagon is what was used in the original days, and of course it's amazing what we've seen transpired over the last 100 years. And with the price of fuel, maybe horse and buggy wasn't so bad in those days. But the Burton family is a locally owned business, and it is the locally owned businesses that invest in their own communities. So we appreciate over the 100 years what you've invested in, from Logan to St. George right here in Utah. And over 69,000 people work in the construction business, with about 10,200 contractors in Utah, mostly along the Wasatch Front. So we know how important the business is. Actually, between the real estate and construction and finance business, everything to do with the construction and real estate industries, it's about 1/3 of our gross domestic product. That's what I've heard before. And it is important now we get this industry back on its feet again. We're doing our best in the county to build and support our economy and our businesses. But as was mentioned, this business was founded during a recession. It will survive this recession and hopefully 100 years to come. So congratulations and thanks for what you do in our community.
Thank you very much, Mayor Caroon. We're delighted today to have with us Lieutenant Governor Greg Bell, who took time from his busy schedule to be here. He's a strong supporter of the industry and a strong supporter of Burton Lumber. So welcome, please, Lieutenant Governor Greg Bell.
Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I am honored and delighted to be here. I don't think any speech can compensate for standing in the rain, so I will be brief. How would you like to own Iceberg Restaurant and have McDonald's move across the street? How would you like to own Dan's Foods and have Walmart open across the street? How would you like to own Burton Lumber and have Lowe's and Home Depot come in around you throughout the whole region? You know, there is no free lunch in business anymore. Mostly people are getting their lunch eaten. And in construction right now, it's difficult. It's very difficult. And Utah is reliant to a larger degree on construction and development, and all the collateral trades and businesses, title companies, brokers, mortgages, lending. And so our economy is really caught up in construction. And it is, I confess, a hard time in America right now with our foreclosure crisis, et cetera, et cetera. But is there cause for optimism? I absolutely know there is. First of all, we live in Utah. Secondly, Utahns always figure it out. We don't have it easy here. We're not like San Fernando Valley where you just throw seeds and then come back in 3 months and stuff's there, big strawberries, you know. We've always been hard scrabble. It's never been simple here. We have to build canals, we have to irrigate, we have to work, we have to plant, and we have to tough it out. And for 100 years, we have a glorious, wonderful reception and celebration today, but for 100 years, obviously this family has sweated it out and hustled and been able to survive because they've been hard working and they've been hard scrabble. I love companies like this. I love to come to places like this because I feel commerce, I feel commitment, I feel real people doing real things that add quality and value to our state and to individuals' lives, whether that be the homeowners who you provide homes to, or contractors, employees, and a family who has hopefully gotten something out of their investment and had a wonderful experience. So I congratulate Burton Lumber and thank you for all you mean to our community.
Thank you very much, Lieutenant Governor Bell. We're delighted to introduce Dan Burton, President and CEO of Burton Lumber.
I think when he was talking about hard scrabble, he meant me. My wife has probably characterized me that way before. I know my kids have. It's a pleasure to be here today. We certainly want to thank all of you for being here. Jeff and I really did not get together, and we probably should have, because he said some things that I wanted to say. Employees, customers, vendors, and suppliers. That's what's made 100 years for us, and we really appreciate all of them and all that they've done for us. I would like to also thank Lieutenant Governor Bell for taking time out of his day and being here today. I'd like to thank Mayor Caroon and Representative Christensen. That means an awful lot to us for them to be here today. I think that's terrific. And this one's going to be tough for me. Dang it, I'm sorry. I also want to recognize Bob and Dorothy Burton. Jeff and I know them as Mom and Dad. Stand up. Burton Lumber's been in business 100 years. He's been on the payroll for over 60 years. And even... Sorry. Even though my mom was never on the payroll, she spent the better part of 60 years making sure there was no slacking off go on. She's okay.
She says she can't get up that big step.
Thank you all very much for coming today. We've got a lot of nice things going on here. We want you to to enjoy everything that you can. Please accept our heartfelt thanks and appreciation for all that you do for us now and in the future. One last thing I'd like to say, and that is there's 5th generation Burtons working in the company, and I think the prospects for the next 100 years are pretty darn good because the 5th generation is a whole lot smarter than the 4th generation. So thanks again to all of you, and thank you very much for coming.
Rather than a ribbon cutting ceremony for the 100th anniversary, we're going to do a log cutting ceremony. So we invite all of those on the podium to head on over to the log cutting. If anybody would like to gather around over there.
You need a pole and I need a It used to be done this way. No, we're not.
He's sweating already.
We're running out of juice already. It's been a good. Yeah. It's just like a chainsaw. You know, anybody can have a ribbon cutting. It's lumbermen that have a log cutting.
Come on! Oh, Grandma, look!
We're getting better. Yeah, let's win.
Win.
Hold on.
Stand kind of to the side of it like Jeff is doing.
Put it in your shirt or something.
That works right there. Close, Jeff.
Well, that's okay. When it comes off, it'll land on Jeff's
Let's both do it.
The rain's getting stronger, so hurry.
Figure this out. The last ones.
You kind of get an idea when the lieutenant governor says hard scraps, what that means.
I'd like to introduce to you an important person to Burton Lumber, Senior Vice President of Boise Cascade, Mr. Nick Stolz.
Thank you, Ken. On behalf of everyone at Boise Cascade and Salt Lake, everyone across the country, our relationship with Burton Lumber spanned many, many decades. We're very proud of that. So today we want to congratulate the Burton family, Dan, Jeff, Mr. Burton, and thank you for your support. Congratulations.
It says, let me read it to you if I could. It says, Burton Lumber, congratulations, 100 years of dedicated service. Your friends at Boise Cascades.
Jake Conrad, can you come forward, please, who's the HR Director for Burton Lumber?
My fellow employees nominated me to present a token of our appreciation to Bob, Dan, and Jeff. There's no mistake that they spoke about their employees first. It's an amazing thing to work for honorable, intelligent people. and it's rare to find honorable people to work for. We would like to present Dan and Jeff with some lever action rifles that we found and had a little message put on them for them. If we'd like to present first one to Dan and to Jeff, and we have some nice boxes that we were able to find some wood around here to put together to display these. As many of you know, Dan and Jeff and the Burton family and Burton Lumber in general, we're big hunters around here. So I'm sure they'll proudly display these guns. And then we have a nice plaque for Bob for all that he does for us. And as employees, we would just like to thank them. And we also have a gift certificate. We had a little money left over. Everybody pitched in, and so we'd like to take them to dinner also. Thank you.
Thank you. I guess my wife would tell me my hunting escapades are over, but maybe now that I've got this, they're back on.
Thank you. Thanks, Jeff. This was very much unexpected and very much appreciated. Thank you, Dan. Thank you. Thanks to all the folks at Burton Lumber. We really appreciate it.
And finally, if Linda Brown could come forward, please.
About a year ago, I was thinking of what a great accomplishment it was to make it to 100 years and how awesome it is to be a part of that. So with Debbie's help, I started something that I love to do for a company that I have grown to love very much. So we're just really proud to be part of the Burton Lumber family, and that's what they have made us, as part of their family. So with a lot of love and gratitude to them, congratulate them for 100 years, and I present them with this quilt that I have made for them.
That concludes our program for today. Thank you all so much for coming. Please enjoy the NASCAR, the vendor displays, the truck, and everything else here. Please have a good time and all the great food. Thank you so much for coming. And once again, happy birthday, Burton Lumber.